wonderful crocheters, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to work on square number 6. So I just wanted to come on here and show you what number 6 looks like. Okay. So we got some beautiful little stars there. So that's the back, that's the front. So again, you're 51 stitches across and 61 rows down. So if you guys are interested in continuing the advent calendar pattern with me and interested in doing number 6, come along and we will do it together. Alright guys, so we're going to do square number 6. So these are the two colors that you're going to need. You're going to need that green that we used for square 3, and then you're just going to use white, and you're still going to use your 3.5 millimeter hook. So to begin this pattern, we're going to chain 52, so chain 52 and then come on back. So I chained 52, so now you're just going to single crochet into the first stitch, or the first chain, and in the remaining chains all the way to the end. When you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and you should have a total of 51 stitches. Okay, so I did my 51 stitches in that chain, so that was row 1. So now row 2, you're going to do 4 green stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't finish that stitch. You're going to bring in a white bobbin. You're going to do 1 white stitch, you're going to bring in a green bobbin, you're going to do 5 green stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to need a white bobbin, you're going to do 1 white stitch, you're going to need a green bobbin, and you're going to do 40 green stitches all the way to the end. You're going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to do 40 green stitches for the beginning of row 3. So we just finished row 2 with 40 green stitches, and you're going to begin row 3 with 40 green stitches, and I will meet you at the white bobbin. So now we're on to row 3. I did my 40 green stitches. So now we're going to do 2 white, under that loop into that white stitch. That's 1. I'm going to pick up that green bobbin and go into that green stitch. So that's 2 white, and then taking that green bobbin, you're going to do 3 green, 1, 2, 3, 2 white, so bringing that bobbin over, going under that loop into that green stitch, that's 1, under that loop into that white stitch, that's 2 white, and then you're going to do 4 green stitches to end row 3. You're going to chain 1 and turn, and then do 4 green stitches for the beginning of row 4. So now we're on to row 4. I did my 4 green stitches. So now we're going to do 3 white, so going under that loop into that white stitch, 1, 2, you're going to pick up that green bobbin, going into that green stitch and pulling through the white, that's 3 white stitches. You're going to do 1 green, 3 white, so you're going to go into that green stitch, you're going to do 3 white, so 1 under that loop into that white stitch, that's 2 and 3, 3 white done. So you're going to end row 4 with 40 green stitches. You're going to begin row 5 with 37 green stitches. So now we're on to row 5. I did 37 green stitches. So now we're going to do 3 white. So bring over that white bobbin. Make sure there's slack so the white kind of sits on that white stitch. You're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, 3. Going to bring in a green bobbin. We're going to do 1 green. I'm going to go under this loop into that white stitch and pull it up. And that's 1 green stitch. You're going to need a white bobbin. You're going to do 2 white stitches, 1, 2, you're going to do 1 green, under that loop into that green stitch, 2 white, 1, 2, you need a green bobbin, do 1 green stitch, You're going to need a white bobbin, and do 3 white. You're going to pick up this green bobbin, go into that green stitch, pull through the white, so 1, keep carrying that green bobbin, that's 2, 3 white, and do 1 green with the bobbin you just carried, chain 1, turn your work, okay, so that was row 5. Row 6, we're going to do 2 green stitches, so 1, pick up that white bobbin, 2 green, we're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, pick up that green bobbin, 3 white, 1 green, pick up that white bobbin, so that's 1 green, and do 1 white, 1 green, 1 white, 1 green, so you can bring that bobbin over. You know, some slack, so you want it to lie kind of just on top of that green. Go into that white stitch, pushing that loop over, like up and over. So now you're going to do 3 white, but make sure you go into that green stitch that's there. It's kind of a little hard to see, but I want you to go under that green loop, under that white loop, into that green stitch. So that's 1, under that loop, into that white stitch, 2, 3. So I get you to push up those loops because if you look, it gives you a nice clean transaction between. So now, normally you would have a green bobbin here, but I seem to have run out, so I'm just going to add in another bobbin. So you're going to end row 6 with 38 green stitches. You're going to begin row 7 with 39 green stitches. So now we're on to row 7. I did 39 green stitches. So now we're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, 3, Grabbing that green bobbin, and do 3 green. 1, bring that loop over, 2, 3, grab this white, and do 3 white, going into that green stitch first, 1 under that loop, 2, 3, and then 3 green to end row 7. So into that white stitch, under that green loop, 2, 3. Okay, so that is the first part of the star. So the bobbins that are facing you, like these bobbins here, you can cut them off, but don't go too far with them because we're going to be adding them back to do the other half of the star. So now you're going to turn your work. You're going to do 7 green stitches. So now we're on to row 8. I did 7 green stitches. I picked up that white bobbin from over here and carried it with me for like 2 stitches. So now we're just going to do 1 white stitch. And then we're going to take the green bobbin, bring it all the way over, give it slack, and you're going to work into all these stitches. You want a total of 43 green stitches, which will end row 8. And then to begin row 9, you're going to do 39 green stitches. So now we're on to row 9. I did 38 green stitches. So now we're going to add in a white bobbin. You're going to do 3 white stitches. 1, 2, 3. You're going to bring in a green bobbin, and do 3 green, 1, and pick up that white bobbin into that white stitch, 2, pick up that green bobbin, go into that green stitch while having the white bobbin on top, pull through that green. So that's 3 green, and you have 2 bobbins sitting on top. Okay, you have the white and you have the green. Okay, so now you're going to take the white, you're going to do 3 white stitches while carrying this green bobbin. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to do 3 green to end row 9. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, turn your work, So now we're going to bring in all those bobbins that we cut off and do a couple ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. Okay, so for row 10, you're going to start with 2 green stitches. 1, 2. You're going to do 3 white. Under that loop, into that green stitch. 1, under that loop, into that white stitch. 2, that's 3 white. Gonna do 1 green. As soon as I can locate my green bobbin here. Okay, so you want to give it some slack, go into that white stitch, and push out that green loop. So that's 1 green. You want to bring in a white bobbin. So you're going to do 1 white stitch. So that loop, that green loop right there, go under that into that green stitch and do 1 white. I know it looks a little messy right now, but once you weave in all those ends, you'll see the star. So that was 1 white. So now you need a green bobbin. We're going to do 1 green. You need to do 1 white. Giving slack to that white so it lays over here. Going into that green stitch. So that's 1 white. Gonna need a green bobbin. So bring in a green bobbin. Under that white loop right here, go under it, into that white stitch, pull through the green, and that's 1 green. You need a white. You're going to do 3 white. One, 2, pick out that green bobbin. 3. So you should have 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 5, 3. And then you're going to end row 10 with 38 green stitches. You're going to begin row 11 with 37 green stitches. So now we're on to row 11. I did 37 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 3 white. So under that loop, into that green stitch, 1 under that loop, 2, 3, taking that green, you're going to do 1 green, so bringing it over, give it slack, going into that white stitch, so that's 1 green. taking the white, you can do 2 white, so going under that green loop and the white loop into that green stitch and pulling it up. So that's 1 under that white loop into that white stitch. That's 2 white, 1 green, make sure those tails are down. Okay, so 1 green, 2 white under that loop into that white stitch, 1, pick up that green, 2 white, oops, 1 green, pick out that white, 3 white, 1, 2, pick up that green, 3, 1 green to end row 11. So now we're on to row 12 and do 4 green stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pick up that white. You can do 3 white going into that green stitch. 1, 2, 3. 1 green. 3 white. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do 40 green stitches to end row 12. To begin row 13, you're going to do 40 green stitches. So now we're on to row 13. I did 40 green stitches. So now we're going to do 2 white, so under that loop into that white stitch, 1, 2, 3 green, so into that white stitch, 1 under that loop, 2, pick up that white, 3, 2 white, 1, 2, 4 green to end row 13. To begin row 14, you're going to do 4 green stitches. So now we're on to row 14. I did my 4 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 1 white, 5 green, under that loop, into the white stitch, 1 under that loop, 2, 3, 4, pick up that white, 5, 1 white, 10 green, and you're going to need a white bobbin and a green bobbin. So I did my 10 green stitches, so we're done with the star. So now we're going to move on to doing the 6. So we're going to do 10 white stitches, white done. You're going to bring in a green bobbin, you're going to do 20 green stitches to end row 14. To begin row 15, you're going to do 17 green stitches. So now we're on to row 15. I did my 17 green stitches. So now we're going to bring this white bobbin over, and we're going to do 15 white stitches. White done, and I picked up that green bobbin. So now you're going to do 19 green stitches to end row 15. To begin row 16, you're going to do 17 green stitches. Row 16, I did 17 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 19 white, going into those 2 green stitches first, while pushing up that white loop. So do 19 white stitches. 19 white done. So now I'm going to do 15 green stitches to end row 16. To begin row 17, you're going to do 14 green stitches. Row 17, I did 14 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 22 white, going into that green stitch, under that white loop. So 22 white. 22 white, picking up that green bobbin. You're going to do 15 green stitches to end row 17. To begin row 18, you're going to do 14 green stitches. Row 18, I did 14 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 23 white stitches. White done. So now I'm going to do 14 green to end row 18. To begin row 19, you're going to do 13 green stitches, and you're going to need a green bobbin and a white bobbin. Row 19, I did 13 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 7 white, going under that loop into that green stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need a green bobbin. Do 6 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You need a white bobbin. Do 12 white. 12 white done. You can do 13 green stitches to end row 19. To begin row 20, you're going to do 13 green stitches. Row 20, I did my 13 green stitches. So now we're going to do 11 white. White done. We're going to do 5 green into that white stitch. Bring in that green loop over. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to do 9 white. Going into the 2 green stitches first. 1, 2, under that loop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To end row 20, you're going to do 13 green stitches. To begin row 21, you're going to do 13 green stitches. Row 21, I did 13 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 10 white. White done. I'm going to do 5 green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick up that white. 5. 11 white. 11 white done. And do 12 green stitches to end row 21. And do 12 green stitches to begin row 22. Row 22, I did the 12 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 10 white. 10 white done. And do 6 green. Going into that white stitch first. 1 under that loop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 white. 10 white done. You're going to end row 22 with 13 green stitches. You're going to begin row 23 with 13 green stitches. Row 23, 13 green stitches done. Going to do 10 white, 10 white done. You're going to do 6 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 white, 11 white done. You're going to end row 23 with 11 green stitches. You're going to begin row 24 with 11 green stitches. Row 24, I did 11 green stitches, so now I'm going to do 11 white, 11 white done. I'm going to do 7 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pick up that white, 7, 8 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And do 14 green stitches to end row 24. To begin row 25, you're going to do 16 green stitches. Row 25, I did 16 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 4 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 green, so make sure there's some slack going into the 2 white stitches, 1, 2, bring that loop over, 3, so you want to do 10 green. 10 green done. I picked up the white bobbin. So now you want to do 10 white, 10 white done. To end row 25, you're going to do 11 green stitches. To begin row 26, you're going to do 10 green stitches. Row 26, I did 10 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 11 white, going into that green stitch first, bringing that loop over. So do 11 white. 11 white done. We're going to do 3 green, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to do 7 white stitches. So you can either start a new bobbin if you'd like, or you can bring this white bobbin over. Just make sure there's some slack. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now you want to do 20 green stitches. So bring in that green over. You see this loop here? We're going to go under and into that white stitch, bring up that green. So you want to do 20 green stitches to end row 26. To begin row 27, you want to do 17 green stitches. Row 27, I did my 17 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 12 white while going into the 3 green stitches there. Bringing that loop over. So do 12 white. So I said 12 white. I just want to come back and tell you to pick up that green bobbin. So that's 10, 11, 12. So now you're going to do 1 green. 11 white. 11 white done. Going to do 10 green to end row 27. You're going to do 10 green to begin row 28. Row 28, I did 10 green stitches, so now you're going to do 26 white stitches. White done, and I picked up that green bobbin. So now I'm going to do 15 green stitches to end row 28. To begin row 29, you're going to do 14 green stitches. Row 29, I did 14 green stitches. So now you're going to do 27 white stitches. White done. You're going to end row 29 with 10 green stitches. You're going to begin row 30 with 10 green stitches. Row 30, I did 10 green stitches, so now I'm going to do 28 white stitches. 28 white stitches, so now I'm going to do 13 green stitches to end row 30. To begin row 31, you're going to do 13 green stitches. Row 31, I did my 13 green stitches, so now we're going to do 28 white stitches. 28 white stitches, so now I'm going to do 10 green to end row 31. To begin row 32, you're going to do 10 green stitches. You're also going to need a green bobbin and a white bobbin. Row 32, I did 10 green stitches. So now you're going to do 14 white, done. So now you need a green bobbin. You're going to do 3 green, 1, 2, 3. Need a white bobbin. And do 12 white, 12 white done. You're going to do 12 green to end row 32. To begin row 33, you're going to do 12 green stitches. Row 33, I did 12 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 11 white, 11 white done. So now I'm going to do 5 green, 1 under that loop, 2, 3, 4, pick up that white bobbin, 5, and do 13 white, 13 white done. You're going to end row 33 with 10 green stitches. You're going to begin row 34 with 11 green stitches. Row 34, I did 11 green stitches and picked up that white bobbin. So now we're going to do 11 white stitches. 11 green stitches. So now we're going to do 7 green, going into that white stitch, 1 under that loop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pick up that white bobbin, 7. And do 10 white, 10 white done. You're going to end row 34 with 12 green stitches. You're going to begin row 35 with 12 green stitches. Row 35, 12 green stitches done. So we're going to do 10 white, 10 white stitches done. We're going to do 7 green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do 11 white, 11 white done. Going to finish row 35 with 11 green stitches. To begin row 36, you're going to do 11 green stitches. Row 36 done. Row 36, I did 11 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 11 white. $11 white done. You can do 7 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 white. 10 white, and do 12 green to end row 36. To begin row 37, you're going to do 12 green. So now we're on to row 37. I did 12 green stitches, so now I'm going to do 10 white stitches. 10 white done. We're going to do 7 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do 10 white. 10 white done. You're going to end row 37 with 12 green stitches. You're going to begin row 38 with 12 green stitches. So now we're on to row 38. I did 12 green stitches. So now we're going to do 11 white. I did 11 white, and I picked up that green bobbin. So now I'm going to do 5 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11 white, going into that green stitch under that loop. So 11 white. 11 white done. Going to end row 38 with 12 green stitches. Going to begin row 39 with 13 green stitches. Row 39, so I did my 13 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 11 white, 11 white done. Going to do 3 green, 1, 2, 3. 12 white, 12 white done. You're going to end row 39 with 12 green stitches. To begin row 40, you're going to do 13 green stitches. So now we're on to row 40. I did 13 green stitches. So now we're going to do 24 white. White done. So now I'm going to end row 40 with 14 green stitches. I'm going to begin row 41 with 14 green stitches. Row 41, I did 14 green stitches. So now we're going to do 23 white stitches. White done. Going to end row 41 with 14 green stitches. You're going to begin row 42 with 15 green stitches. So now we're on to row 42. I did my 15 green stitches. So now we're going to do 21 white stitches. 21 white done. Gonna end row 42 with 15 green stitches. To begin row 43, you're going to do 17 green stitches. Row 43, I did my 17 green stitches, so now I'm going to do 17 white. White done. So now I'm going to do 17 green to end row 43. To begin row 44, you're going to do 19 green stitches. So now we're on to row 44. I did my 19 green stitches and I picked up that white bobbin. So now I'm going to do 13 white. White done. I'm going to do 19 green to end row 44. To begin row 45, you're going to do 22 green stitches. Row 45, I did my 22 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 7 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going to do 22 green stitches to finish row 45. To begin row 46, you're going to do 51 stitches. So you're going to do a whole row of just green for row 46. And then come on back for row 47. So now we're on to row 47. So I did my 51 stitches for row 46. So now we're going to work on the other snowflake here. So for the beginning row of 47, we're going to do 7 green stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to need a white bobbin. We're going to do 1 white stitch, You're going to need a green bobbin. You're going to do 5 green stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need a white bobbin. You can do 1 white stitch. You're going to need a green bobbin. And you're going to do 37 green stitches to end row 47. To begin row 48, you're going to do 37 green stitches. So now we're on to row 48. I did my 37 green stitches. So now we're going to do 2 white, 1, pick up that green, 2 white, and do 3 green, 1, 2, 3, 2 white, going under that loop into that green stitch, under that loop into the white stitch. That's 2 white. You're going to end row 48 with 7 green stitches. You're going to begin row 49 with 7 green stitches. Row 49, I did 7 green stitches, so now I'm going to do 3 white, 1, 2, pick up that green, 3, do 1 green, 3 white, going into that green stitch, under that loop into that white stitch, 2, 3. To end row 49, you're going to do 37 green stitches. To begin row 50, you're going to do 34 green stitches. Row 50, I did 34 green stitches, so now I'm going to do 3 white. You can bring that white bobbin over, make sure they're slack, and do 3 white, 1, 2, 3. Want a green bobbin, and do 1 green, that loop, go under it and go into that white stitch and pull up that green. That's 1 green. You need a white, and do 2 white, 1, 2, 1 green, 2 white, under that loop into that white stitch. 1, 2. Need a green bobbin. One green. You need a white. Three white. You're going to pick up that green bobbin, go into that green stitch, and pull through the white. So that's one white. Put the green over top because we're going to carry it. So one white, 2, 3. And with your green that you carried, you're going to do 4 green stitches to finish off row 50. You're going to do 5 green stitches to begin row 51. Row 51, I did 5 green stitches going into that white and picking up the white bobbin. You're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, pick up that green bobbin, go into that green stitch, that's 3 white, that green bobbin you picked up, we're going to use that and do 1 green stitch. And pick up that white, go into that white stitch, pull through the green, that's 1 green. You're going to do 1 white, 1 green, under that loop, into that green stitch, that's 1 green. You want to do 1 white, 1 green, give it slack, do 1 green, and 3 white, going under that green loop into that green stitch, 1 under that white loop into that white stitch, 2, 3. You're going to do 35 green stitches to end row 51. You're going to do 36 green stitches to begin row 52. Row 52, I did 36 green stitches and picked up that white bobbin. So now you're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, 3. You're going to do 3 green, going into that white stitch, 1, 2, 3. 3 white, going into that green stitch, 1 under that loop, 2, 3. You can do 6 green to end row 52. To begin row 53, you're going to do 10 green stitches. You can cut off any of the bobbins that we worked over and that are still facing you, but don't go too far with them because we're going to be bringing them back. Row 53, I did 10 green stitches and worked over that white. So now we're going to do 1 white stitch, bring it over, give it slack, go into that green stitch, and do 40 green, so bring it over, going under that white loop into that green stitch, going under that white loop into that white stitch. So you're going to do 40 green stitches to end row 53. To begin row 54, you're going to do 36 green stitches. Row 54, I did 36 green stitches, so now I'm going to bring a white bobbin in and do 3 green stitches. One, 2, 3. Gonna need a green. We're going to do 3 green. I cut off this white bobbin, so we're going to bring this green over. 1, 2, 3. Bring in a white bobbin. Do 3 white. 1, 2, 3. Need a green bobbin. And do 6 green stitches to end row 54. To begin row 55, you're going to do 5 green stitches. Row 55, I did 5 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 3 white. Going into that green stitch. 1 under that white loop. 2, 3. And do 1 green. Bring it over a little bit, like give it some slack. Go into that white stitch. That's 1 green. You need a white. Go under that green loop. Into that green stitch, pull through the white. That's 1 white. You need 1 green. One white. Give it slack, go into that green stitch. That's 1 white. You need a green bobbin. Do 1 green under that white loop into that white stitch and pull through the green. You need a white bobbin. Do 3 white. One, 2, bring that green loop up, 3. To end row 55, you're going to do 35 green stitches. To begin row 56, you're going to do 34 green stitches. Row 56, I did my 34 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 3 white. So under that loop into that green stitch, 1 under that loop into the white stitch, 2, 3. Going to do 1 green. Into that white stitch, 1 green, 2 white, going under the 2 loops there into that green stitch, under that white loop, that's 2 white, 1 green, 2 white, under that loop, pick up that green bobbin, it's 2 white, you're going to do 1 green, pick up that white bobbin, it's 1 green, you're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, pick up that green, 3, and do 4 green stitches to end row 56. To begin row 57, you're going to do 7 green stitches. Row 57, I did 7 green stitches. I didn't pick up any bobbins. So now I'm going to do 3 white, going into that green stitch, bringing that loop over into the white, 2, 3, 1 green, 3 white, 1, 2, 3. You're going to do 37 green stitches to end row 57. So going into the 3 white stitches. To begin row 58, you're going to do 37 green stitches. Row 58, I did 37 green stitches. So now I'm going to do 2 white, 1, 2, 3 green, going into that white stitch first, 1, 2, pick out that white bobbin, 3, 2 white, 1, 2, you're going to do 7 green stitches to end row 58. For row 59, you're going to do 7 green stitches. Row 59, I did 7 green stitches, so now I'm going to do 1 white, 1 white, 5 green, going into that white stitch, under that loop, 2, 3, 4, pick up that white, 5, 1 white, to end row 59, you're going to do 37 green stitches. For rows 60 and 61, you're going to do 51 stitches across each. So you're going to do 2 rows of green. And then you're going to do your border just like the other squares, where you single crochet along each side and putting 2 single crochets in the corner. Thank you so much for joining me and doing this tutorial. If you can subscribe, like, share, comment, just to let me know that you're here, that would be amazing. I hope you guys have a good morning, evening, and night. Thank you.